It is outrageous that Canada will not put U.S. spirits on the shelf.
This is Canada's free weapon. Trump wanted the bourbon back. Hours ago, the trade deal collapsed, and Canada's free weapon snapped right back on.
A major sticking point in this trade war has been the absence of U.S. alcohol on Canadian store shelves.
It's weird because, and follow me here, alcohol is not and is nowhere close to being a top trade issue between Canada and the U.S. Energy, meaning oil mainly, Canada pumped $170 billion worth to the U.S. last year. The auto industry, one of the most lucrative between the two countries, worth $75 billion to Canada. There are all sorts of ways this country makes money from American.
On paper, booze is tiny. Oil is $170 billion. Autos, 75. So why fight over whiskey? Here's the trick. Canada never taxed it. It just stopped buying it. No tariff, no cost. Empty shelves.
Hey, LCBO, the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world, will begin removing U.S. products from its store shelves.
The cunning here was that
Ontario's LCBO is the biggest alcohol buyer on earth. It simply delisted them, and the damage is real. U.S. spirit sales in Canada fell 66%. In Ontario, 80%. The maker of Jack Daniel's says its Canada sales dropped 62%. Their own word for it, a significant headwind.
It hurt domestically in the United States. California, Kentucky, Tennessee, those producers would have seen a direct hit to them, and that creates political consequences in those markets.
This alcohol is extremely important to the economies of these parts of the United States, and the loss of Canada, which in
California, Kentucky, Tennessee, that's where it lands. But the shelves are provincial, and that's where it got messy.
a very irritating aspect of Canada's economy.
The premiers are the ones who ultimately have the authority over what gets stocked and doesn't get stocked.
Days ago, Carney asked Premier.
The latest trade negotiations between the United States and Canada have officially collapsed. And with no agreement signed, Canada has reactivated what experts call its free weapon against US tariffs. Welcome back to Joshu Reaction. I am Frank John, bringing you clear facts, direct truth, and educational news analysis. To all my awesome viewers across from the USA and Canada, our faith and we are firmly stand that in God we trust. If you want simple, natural updates on US and Canadian news without any hype, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Let's examine the facts behind this headline. When people think of trade wars, they usually think of huge tariffs on major industries. Canada exports over $170 billion in energy and $75 billion in automobiles to the US every year. Alcohol trade is tiny compared to those massive numbers. So, why is alcohol such a big deal? Because Canada didn't add a single tariff to American whiskey. Instead, provincial liquor boards like Ontario's LCBO, the largest alcohol buyer in the world, simply pulled American spirits off their shelves. It cost Canada almost nothing to implement, but it created an immediate shock across the border. The real-world impact on US businesses has been severe. Reports show US spirit exports to Canada dropped by 63%, with wine exports dropping over 90%. Major brands like Jack Daniel's publicly reported a 62% drop in sales to Canada, calling it a major economic headwind. Because key production hubs are located in states like Kentucky, Tennessee, and California, this sudden drop in sales creates direct economic pressure on American local businesses and politicians in Washington. In Canada, individual provincial premiers hold direct legal control over what gets sold in liquor stores. Before the talks collapsed, Canadian leaders considered restocking American products to finalize a broader deal. But now that negotiations have stalled, several Canadian premiers are advising citizens that even if products return to shelves, consumers should choose homegrown Canadian products instead. This shift shows how consumer choices can create economic leverage during high-stakes trade talks. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this trade dynamic. Should Canadian provinces keep American alcohol off store shelves until tariffs are dropped completely? Or will economic pressure on US exporters force both sides back to the negotiating table? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching Joshu Reaction. I am Frank John, and always I said, in God we trust. God bless Canada, God bless America, and I'll see you in the next breakdown. Take care, talk soon. Bye.